Hey, first off, Noodles, thank you so much for answering the call, the bell. I put out the McLennan light, and you're in town as well. You said you were coming here. I didn't think you'd be here as early, but what are you doing? Where are you at? And what are you getting up to?
I'm just at the hotel, just trying to get my bearings. But at the end of the day, you know what? I don't know if anybody slept last night.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like, what was going on there? Like, I feel like our pets' heads were falling off. Like, it was that crazy. My favorite thing is to track Oilers Twitter. I mean, any fan base's Twitter, to see how balanced it'll be. Were there people deleting their tweets last night? Like, would you know, I'm done with this team. This guy stinks. This guy, this and that, and they're done in 5. And I had people texting me as far as travel going, okay, if Florida wins in 5, do you want to change your flight from here? And it's like, and all of a sudden it's 2-2. Like, I don't know. The wild swings of, you know, fan base, media, all that type of stuff. I can't imagine. Chris Knobloch looked like, I don't know if you saw his media last night. I was laughing because he's like, I'm tired. I mean, I can't imagine the hamster wheel that he was going through last night. And, you know, a couple adjustments by him and the team got going.
This was a season that began with the hot take: the Nashville Predators have won the offseason. And so the fact that hot takes continue to die a mass death should be no surprise, right? Like, it's been the worst season for hot takes.
Honest to God, you're so right, because I had a personal bet with a guy in Calgary, my good friend Rhett Warner, that Nashville was going to make the playoffs. Yeah. And we bet cheese toast on it from Caesar's Steakhouse down there. So I owe him a couple baskets of it, because I was dead. I was like, Nashville, you're right, won the offseason. This team they're better on paper than they were the year before. And then it's nonsense. So is it fitting? I mean, it's fitting. I just, my worry is that Edmonton continues to play with fire. And, you know, at some point there's an explosion, but they got it done. And we'll see if anybody's got any energy after a long day of travel today and to play tomorrow night.
I feel like as a current analyst and former player, there's a real sort of push and pull going on just personally for you, in the fact that you make your living by making predictions and having analysis, but you used to make your living probably always just wanting to say, shut up and just watch the game and enjoy it. Right. And this is one of those moments where I think we're all just starting to shut up and just enjoy the moment, because you can't make predictions anymore.
You can't. And it's funny you say that, because when I'm in the building, if I happen to, it's rare that I go as a fan. I'm usually sitting up in media row or whatever, but I've gone last year. I think it was game 6 against Dallas, where, you know, Stuart Skinner stole that game. The shots were like 38-12 or something ridiculous, and they finished the series. I sat with my buddy in the stands having a couple beers. I had a tough time doing it because there's so much narrative, people talking behind you, people talking in front. They're calling the plays. You got to do this. Oh, Boosh, what are you doing here? So I've rarely experienced that. You know, in many years, I was either on the bench watching it as a player, or living it in the studio type of thing. So you're right. But isn't this the beauty of sports? Isn't this the beauty of being a fan? I don't know. I mean, if we were talking and it's 3-1 and they got drubbed last night, I mean, it's Black Armband Day, and, you know, hey, they're going to get rinsed tomorrow too. So just a resilient group. You could tell that they're a veteran group, but I mean, again, it was ugly early. I feel bad for the goalie. I feel bad for Stu. The high danger chances in the first period were 13-1 for Florida. Yeah. So, and what's insane is the game ended up 39-36 high danger chances. Because, I mean, Bobrovsky, I thought, was brilliant. Like, the expected goals, and I know I don't want to spit a bunch of analytics, but the expected goals, Edmonton was just under 10, 9.69 for expected goals last night. Like, they were generating chances, and I think it was 6.8 or something for Florida. And Pickard came in and made some unreal saves. It was just the wave of energy, the wave of emotion. I can't imagine what people were going through today.
So, and we talked ahead of yesterday's game, And obviously Chris Knobloch has been making the right choices at the right times. We've seen that throughout this run. And I ask you, Jamie McLennan, goaltender, you're going back to Stu, right? I mean, again, the whole change yesterday was not due to his play. It was to get a rise out of the team. But if a guy like Calvin Pickard's going to ignite your offense somehow, I don't know how he does it. And looking at his numbers, I mean, he's gold. The team seems to play confident in front of him. Where do you kind of weigh that? And again, not blaming Skinner for last night at all. He was in there. I mean, the high danger chances. But this team does seem to have some sort of extra added aura when Picks is in net. So your thoughts on where Knobloch might go and where you would go heading into Game 5?
I would start Calvin Pickard, and not because of Stuart Skinner. I mean, listen, he allowed 3 goals. I get it. They needed a momentum change. But I also think Pickard is a little bit more unpredictable in the net. So the one thing that he does very well is lateral motion. He moves very well side to side. Stu doesn't. He's more robotic. He's quieter in the net. He uses his size to his advantage, but he gets exposed opening up. Pickard, it is. You watch him, and I would say this respectfully. Some nights he's an unmade bed in the net. It doesn't look great, but he gets the job done. He makes no apologies for being aggressive. And I think the way that he plays might be a little bit more conducive to messing up Florida's attack. Florida's attack is, calculated. It's quick strike. It's, hey, we're going to try and open the goaltender up. You don't know what you're going to get from Pickard. So I think the other thing I'll point out, and it's not a minor thing, but Pickard had a short breakaway there. I think it was Lundell or Lusterainen. Yeah. He made that save. That was such a timely save. Okay. Stuart Skinner, I can't remember, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. I can't remember the last time he made a breakaway save. I can't. I mean, Bennett, Marchand twice. Reinhart missed the net on that one. Tyler Seguin. I actually asked the analytics people to look into, first of all, you shouldn't be giving up breakaways, so that's really not the goaltender's fault. But when there is a breakdown, you need a save. And I don't know if they end up doing this, could you circle the glove save on Bennett in overtime and go, there's your turning point? I mean, there's been so many turning points. Bouchard batting it out of the air against LA. What's his name? Quentin Byfield, at the end of the game, like that type of stuff. But I look at it and I thought there was 2 fantastic saves by Pickard in overtime, and then Draisaitl gets it done. So many things to contemplate, but I do think you go back with Pickard and see if you can, ride a goaltender that seems to have a lot of confidence and the team plays hard in front of him.
Wallman's having a bit of a moment in this year's playoffs. When was the last time you saw that big of a backswing on a one-timer?
Man, he touched the ceiling. Yeah. And it wasn't like he was at the blue line. No. Like that's hash marks, one-timer, rolling puck, too. That's the other thing. Really good play by Kapanen. Because I thought to myself, Kapanen's in a prime shooting opportunity, but he realizes there's a lot of bodies, so he kicks it wide and Wallman skates into it. That's communication on the ice as well. So he kicks it wide, great. I mean, he has a clapper and he can shoot the puck. But what he did is he elevated it. He needed to get it high because Bobrovsky, how many pad saves did he make yesterday because he seals the ice so well? I could think of McDavid. I could think of Perry. Some real some awesome saves by Bobrovsky. So Wallman elevates it. And I thought at that point, okay, they're going to be able to defend this, but, you can never count the Florida Panthers out as well. I was a bit disappointed. They had 2 opportunities at the open net, didn't get it done. Yeah. Lost battle down low. I feel at that time you got to play very courageous, and there were a couple shy plays on that tying goal by Reinhart. And that just can't happen in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. You have to. It's Hudson Bay rules. You're going to have to chop wood and do whatever you need to do. But I thought that they got a little soft on that play, and it ended up costing them game-tying goal.
TSN's Jamie McLennan joining us this morning for Pro-Am Sports. Will correctly pointed out that the play of Darnell Nurse last night is almost a microcosm of the game or even the series thus far. And another goal that goes high on Bobrovsky again. I mean, that's the scout on the guy, right? But Nurse kind of up and down, Stetcher only playing 4 minutes, and Leon Draisaitl with the overtime winner in a 3-point night. It was kind of a top-heavy performance from most of the Oilers. Not to mention, though, Vasily Podkolzin doing what he did.
The most efficient 11:46 you're ever going to see.
Of Stanley Cup final history, yeah. But, Nurse, again, the good, the bad, and the rest, right?
And the ugly, yes. I mean, at some point, honest to God, I felt he should have taken his gear off after the first.
Yeah.
I mean, he was awful. Evander Kane was awful. Evander Kane, and it was pointed out to me, Evander Kane checks with his stick high. So, you look at it, that's 4 penalties here by Evander Kane. Like, he needs to be smarter. Like, this is the one thing that Florida does very well. They think the game. Their players have a very high hockey IQ. I think Bill Zito, as much as he likes and values talent, he also values guys who can think the game. Too many brain dead plays early on. And, again, they're talented enough. They've got enough resolve to get back into it. But man, oh man, these are self-inflicted gun wounds when you're taking stick penalties, you're making soft plays, errant passes. I even thought, okay, on the Stetcher play, where, yes, he doesn't want to get hit by Verhaeghe. That, to me, is a soft play. You need to take a hit to make the play to reverse that. But if you look at Darnell Nurse, it's casual. Like, he thinks that, and I'm not blaming Nurse, but what I'm saying is, I think you have to have this sense of urgency everywhere on the ice. And it was just a casual play. And then he realized that Stetcher loses the puck and he's late to seal that pass to the front of the net, where, yes, you should trust your partner, but you shouldn't let your guard down. This is a Stanley Cup final. There has to be that level of urgency. And if you watch him, he's almost standing upright and then goes, oh, I better try and stop this because Stetcher turns it over. Like, that's just attention to detail. So they cleaned it up for the most part. Let's give Florida a lot of credit because they really pushed hard. But, too many times you can't play with fire. You have to get the lead and push and force Florida to try and open their game up and chase the game.
Let's talk about a Florida perspective right now. What's going on inside that locker room? Because they did have a 3-0 lead with a chance to absolutely put their foot on the Oilers' throat. And they blew it. And they blew it twice. So how did they feel coming out of a game like that when they were on home ice with a chance to really put themselves in a chance to win the Stanley Cup?
Well, you would say that they'd be reeling, but they're a lot like the Oilers. They're a veteran team, and they have done it. So I think, the message would be from Paul Maurice, like, hey, guys, let's flush that one down the toilet. If you could bottle up the way we played in the first period, we look pretty darn good. I think they relied on their goaltender a lot. I didn't think that their top defenseman had a game. I thought that they got exposed a little bit. Forsling, I will say this. I thought Edmonton did a really good job of getting to Forsling physically. He was hit hard a few times, and that's the investment. I don't know if you remember the clip that's on NHL.com and, kind of floats around where Paul Maurice is yelling at his team, like, hey, guys, like, listen up, he swears and all of that. Like, 3-1 and you want to make plays. He says, pound them. And in Game 7, they'll have nothing. That stuck with me. And it's, it is an investment throughout this series because Florida's doing it to Edmonton's D to the point where they had to change them. And you put Stetcher in for Klingberg because he was too slow and deliberate and too many turnovers. I think Klingberg is a fantastic defenseman when he's playing well, but he hasn't been fast enough to make plays in this series. That's why the change was needed. We'll see, maybe on home ice, you come back with Klingberg, you can protect him a little bit with last change. But at the end of the day, the investment of the physicality, I think that's one thing that both teams are certainly trying to do. And Edmonton did a good job with it last night, trying to pound away at their D.
One last one for you comes in from listener Abutsky. More on this garlic toast. He was really inquiring minds want to know what's the deal with it.
So again, when I played in Calgary, and even when I didn't, I remember late 90s playing for the St. Louis Blues, going to Caesar's Steakhouse right by the Westin on 4th there, for a steak dinner the night before the game. And I was with a guy named Pierre Turgeon, Hall of Famer. Yeah. And Turge is one of the greatest humans you'll ever meet. But when he likes something, he likes something. So he had 7 baskets of this cheese toast. So it's garlic cheese toast. And Turge was eating like he was going to the electric chair, this garlic toast. And it was unbelievable. And to this day, every time I go to Caesar's, I order it. And it's a very uniquely made. It's thick toast kind of cut. And it's not just cheesy toast. It's kind of like the sprinkled cheese. Yeah. So it's and baked. It's unbelievable. And they have a great steak. I mean, listen, I don't want to give too much props to Calgary businesses, but at the end of the day, it's Caesar's Steakhouse. If you happen to be down there,
it's legit.
Go get the garlic cheese toast. I only have 2 baskets, and that's enough carbs for me. But at the end of the day, it's so good. And I do owe a couple of baskets to Rhett Warner because I did pick Nashville to make the playoffs.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, go get the toast, steak accompaniment on the side, if you want, if you got room. Yes. Listen, appreciate your time. Thanks for pinching again. Enjoy your time back home here, and we'll let you get on with your day. Thanks, Noodles.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Jamie McLennan, TSN. What a beauty. Nothing against Chris Johnston. We love all our Hockey Insiders analysts. Nice to get his perspective on a day after a game like that last night. I think.